In this session, let's look at the editing related shortcuts. When we say editing, which actions are we commonly taking? These may include the copy and paste, these may include paste special, sometimes it may also include adding or deleting rows or columns. You are also changing the widths of columns or height of cells, etc. So accordingly, we'll look at all of the editing related shortcuts. Now let's look at the editing shortcuts. So now you can note that the first important one here which I'd like to point out to is F4. F4 simply repeats the last action. So if you have, let's say, added a row and you press F4, F4 will allow you to quickly add more number of rows, and so on. You can repeat multiple actions. The right click is also an important key which is a gateway to a lot of commands, and it's a very useful shortcut. So always use the right key, and it points you to various actions that you can take. Now of course, most of you may know Control X, Control C, which allow you to cut or copy, and Control V, which allows you to paste. When you want to paste special, what do we mean by paste special is only selectively pasting the formula, or maybe only pasting the format, or pasting the comments, etc. So paste special, the keyboard shortcut for that is Alt H V, and you can note it's S, and you can paste it specially. The keyboard shortcut for Excel 2003 is also valid in this case, which is Alt ES. So let's say if I am copying this and I want to paste only the format, I'm using Alt ES, and for format I need to press T. You can note that T has been underlined here, so T, and now I have just pasted the format. Let's say now I want to paste only the value, so Alt E, S and V allows me to paste the value, and so on. So paste special can be further used to paste values or formats or formulas. The shortcuts extensions are V, T and F, and so on. Of course, all the shortcuts there are pointed out by the underline for the alphabets. So all you need to do is Control C, Alt ES, and pay attention to the underlines here, and you will be able to use that. So that's about paste special. Now, to insert a worksheet, you can use Shift F11, and you can note that I have easily been able to add a worksheet on the left hand side. To delete the worksheet, there is no combination available, but there is a sequence, so Alt H, D and S, and that deletes the active worksheet. To add a row, you can either use sequence, or maybe you can even use the combination. In case of a sequence, the 2003 shortcut is valid and it's shorter. So if I want to add a row, Alt IR is a quick shortcut. If I want to add a column, Alt IC is a quick shortcut. C for column, R for row. Additionally, you can also use Control Shift plus, but you need to keep the row selected or column selected in that case. For example, if I want to add a row above this row, I am selecting this row first using Shift space, and Control Shift plus will allow me to quickly add rows above this. The number of rows that you select, those many number of rows are added above. In this case, I have selected 3 rows, and Control Shift plus will allow me to add 3 rows above these rows. Same is the case with columns. So Control Shift and plus. However, it's important that you need to select the entire row or column beforehand. Control Shift and minus will allow you to delete rows or columns. So if you have selected the row already, let's select the row. Control Shift and minus will quickly delete the rows. So that's very useful. Similarly, Control Shift minus, if you have selected the column, will quickly delete the columns. So in fact, these can also work without the shift. So Control minus will quickly allow you to delete the rows or columns. Now, to quickly change the row height, you can use Alt H O H. You can note that it's a sequence. So to change the row height, Alt H O and then H, and now I can change the row height to any number that I want. Similarly, Alt H O W for changing the column width. If you find these shortcuts very long, you can always customize your quick access toolbar and take these to the customized quick access toolbar, and in that case your shortcut could be very small. For example, I have taken it to my customized quick access toolbar, and you can note that the shortcut for changing the row is simply Alt 1, and I am able to change the row height. My shortcut for changing the column width in this case is Alt 2, and I am able to quickly change the column width. So you can always do that. We'll be looking at customizing the quick access toolbar in our subsequent sessions. Sometimes we are in a particular column and we have overwritten some text there, and we want to change the column width so as to match the cell which has largest text string. In that case, you can use Alt HOI as the shortcut, and that allows you to quickly change the column width. This is called as auto fit column width. Same is the case with auto fit row height as well. To hide rows and columns, you can use Control 9 and Control 0 respectively. So Control 9 hides row, Control 0 hides a column. Control Shift 9 unhides a row, Control Shift 0 unhides a column. However, again, for Excel 2007 onwards, Control Shift 0, you need to change some of the settings in your control panel for your keyboard, and then it will start working. We are also going to look at one very important keyboard shortcut here, which is filling the cells. What do we mean by filling the cells? When we want to copy something and paste it to the range below, we use Control C and Control V, and now you can note that I have been able to copy it across. But we have taken 2 steps, and we can reduce this by using this keyboard shortcut. So let's say I actually want to copy this to all of these cells here. So I am selecting the entire region first, beginning with the cell which I want to copy. Now I am simply using Control D, and you can note that the entire selection below is filled with the first cell contents. If I want to fill this on the right hand side, I am selecting all of this and using Control R, and now you can note that the content is same across all of these cells. So Control D for filling something down, Control R for filling something to the right. It's very useful and saves a lot of time when you are calculating something in Excel.